The UN uses as a rule of thumb that 10% of ordnance fails to function. So we estimate, based on the heaviness of the bombardment and the intensity of the fighting, there will be significant contamination of explosive ordnance amongst the rubble. And the sector as a whole, the mine action sector, will need hundreds of millions of dollars to make Gaza safe from explosive ordnance going forward. There's a huge number of internally displaced people sheltering in Rafah. The most dangerous moment will be when those people start to return north because they don't know where the contamination is, and so they don't know where to avoid accidents. So that's why we need to scale up explosive ordnance risk education to those people, so they have at least some basic understanding of safe behavior when they're entering an area contaminated with explosive ordnance. So there are significant obstacles. So initially, there's a huge amount of rubble, 37 million tons. Ordnance might be under that rubble. So we have to be involved in the rubble removal to ensure it's conducted safely. We also have to ensure crowd control in the absence of a state. If we're conducting a demolition, we need to set up cordons to keep people back because it's dangerous. And then the primary challenges is access. So access of personnel, because the Israeli authorities are highly unlikely to let Palestinians be trained in explosive ordnance disposal because it has a military application. So we'll need international staff to come in, and then access of equipment, dual use equipment. And this is all going to make the clearance of Gaza very expensive. Gaza is 87% urbanized. Urban clearance costs twice as much and takes quite twice as long as initially predicted, as a rule of thumb.